Hey everybody, this is Wendy. Welcome. This is another Color Me Monday video featuring the Stampin' Blends and Christmas sweater card or stamp set. This is the card I made and we are going to jump right in. I'm going to show you how I made it. Now, here in the beginning, I'm just kind of showing you the stamp set. I've got everything pre-cut, made into masks here, and my stamps are all mounted ready to go. Most of this video is going to be sped up really fast, and that is because this video was 32 minutes long. So in order to make it go quicker, I had to speed it up. So here you can see I made a mistake right off the bat. It happens to the best of us, and I just stamped wrong and had to start over on the other side, which was no big deal. And so you can see I am stamping and masking pretty much everything here. And that is because I want to add some red diamonds to this. And I go to take all the masks off and then I put them back on, and I ended up really not needing them on. But at any rate, a tip for masking is that when you are masking, and here I'm putting a huge mask over the top, then I'm going to add my, what is this thing called? A mask, another mask. This is the Happy Patterns mask. And so I'm using Real Red ink and my ink blending tool to just create some interest on the edges of this card. Now I created this card twice, and the first time I created it, I have to say I did not use this part where I did a large mask to mask away part of this, and it ended up really being way too busy. So I decided on this one I would mask away so that I could kind of have a clearing or a nice clean spot to do my stamping and coloring of all my sweaters. So I'm using the Stampin' Blends, and I'm just going in and doing pretty basic coloring. There's not a lot of shading in this video. It's pretty straightforward because honestly it's really busy and there's really no light source for these Stampin' Blend, or for, good lord, for these sweaters. I can't talk today apparently. So I'm just kind of coloring them all in and doing what I think works. I'm trying to use the same color on all the sweaters. So even though they're ugly sweaters, I still want to kind of make them cohesive and pull colors in from each sweater so that they kind of marry together, if that makes sense. But I'm keeping my coloring super, super simple. So just going in with my marker, coloring the images, and having a good time doing so. Honestly, I mean, I'm using a light cherry cobbler marker here, going around all the candy canes and doing every other little stripe, not worrying about any kind of shading whatsoever. I tried to make sure there was a little bit of red on every sweater, a little bit of green on every sweater, a little bit of yellow on every sweater. You get what I'm saying. And that kind of makes them all tie together nicely. And then the sponging that I did was in Real Red, so it kind of goes with the sweaters as well. So I'm using my light crumb cake to color in my little gingerbread, and then the light, I think this is rich razzleberry. I don't even know what color it is. The light Night of Navy. And this sweater is my favorite, this one on the end with all the little stuff all over it. I left the actual background of the sweater white, and I felt like that made everything else on the sweater really pop. I'm coloring Santa's hat red, and then the trim on this sweater is also going to be red. And honestly, I just had the best time coloring this. If you have not gotten the Stampin' Blends yet, you should totally get them. I've gotten lots of questions about them. They are available for purchase now, and some of the questions I've received are they like Copic markers? Yes and no. Yes, they are an alcohol-based marker, so they dry really fast. They have a really smooth, even look when you color with them, as opposed to a Stampin' Write marker where you're going to see the lines and some differing shadows and colors with a Stampin' Write marker or a water-based marker. These alcohol markers are just very smooth, soft coloring. So they are great like that. They blend really well. And you can see here I'm using the light and dark Daffodil Delight to do some blending. If I had one criticism of them, it would be that I want more colors and I want them to have more tones. So, I mean, that's really not even a criticism. It's just I want Stampin' Up! To come out with more of them. I used that ivory marker to color in that sweater over there next to the Santa sweater. And now I'm using the light crumb cake to do the sand on this hideous vest. And then I'm using the ivory marker again for Santa's face. And I went in with the light pink pirouette, but it wasn't quite dark enough for his cheeks. I'm using the light smoky slate to just do some random stuff on his beard. I'm squiggling little lines basically to give his beard some depth. I really wanted his beard to stand out and feel separated from his hat trim and the little ball. And that's it. That's the whole card. I put it on a card base and I was done, people. Super easy coloring. Thanks so much for tuning in. If you want to see other coloring videos from me, you can click on either one of the videos you see here. You can purchase the Stampin' Blends from me by clicking in the links below the video that's in the description, or visit my blog and click there, see more photos. I hope you have a fantastic day. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. Bye-bye.